Hello everyone, I'm Sanyukta Saxena. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to this brand new series where we will be creating beautiful tiles, which I have kind of named as blackouts. Yes, basically we'll be creating beautiful backgrounds and then creating bold black tangles over the already drawn tile. Yes, somewhat similar to transcending, somewhat similar to layering, but still a little different from what we have already done till now. So for this series, apart from the usual Zentangle supplies, the only additional thing that you would be requiring is a boulder nib. Yes, either an O8 or a graphic one or probably an Identi pen. Something which has a bold nib, otherwise you will have to do a lot of inking to create that bold effect. Yes, so that's why keeping a bolder nib handy would be a good idea. Apart from this, we'll be using our usual Zentangle supplies, and I would be working mostly on regular white tiles, the square tiles during these sessions. Yes. So let's get started with today's session. So I'm going to be using the tangle printums but in different shapes to fill up the background. Yes, let's keep it simple today and understand what the upcoming sessions will be all about. Today I'm going to start with a simple tangle called printums, but I'm going to play around with the shape. Yes, so I am not going to use any tangles which has inking involved. In fact, I am going to be using only one tangle today, and that is printum. I am going to play around with the shape, add some squares, add some triangular printums, or you can call it a mingle, whatever you want to call the tangle. Yes, so this is a triangular one. This is basically a tangle called a mingle, but somewhere they look like variations of the same tangle, the printums, which is the spiral. So go slow. So instead of the straight, the circular spiral of the printum, I am deviating a little and giving it an oval shape, and I am going to add other shapes also in between, the way I have drawn two of them here already, a triangular shape, a square shape, draw behind wherever possible, and I'm going to basically fill up the entire space on my tile. Like this. Yes, I'm using my Micron PN, a slightly bolder nib than the O1, but you can use any. Tiny spaces left in between, feel free to add some tipple. Avoid adding black because this is the blackout series. We will keep black for the blackout tangle. Yes, go slow, take your time. Yes, so I'm still continuing in the same fashion. Very tiny spaces I'm going to add little bit of ink, but I'm going to avoid that as much as possible. Try to go with tipple. We don't want too much blacks in the background, nor am I going to be using any drama tangle during this series because the drama will be added by the blackout tangle. Yes, so we are going to mainly use texture tangles, more of botanical line based tangles to create the background on the tile. Yes, so take your time, slowly fill up the entire tile. I'm using only one tangle today, as I mentioned. Let's keep it simple. Let's start. Understand what we are going to be doing during these sessions. And then probably we can play around from the next session. I'm drawing behind as much as I can. Yes. tangle mingle, or you can call it variations of the same tangle printums, or mingle in a triangle, mingle the way it is usually drawn, the square. And I'm going to continue like this and fill up my entire tile using these tangles. As I mentioned, very tiny spaces, just go with some tipple. You can also place some tipples at the corners, or you can add some hidden printums, whichever way you like it. Yes, so let's add some more. So I'm almost finishing with my tangling. I've filled up almost all the spaces, very tiny little spaces. I've just added some tipple, avoided adding any ink in the background. Drawing behind a lot gives you a shading opportunity. Yes. Again. Take your time. Do it at your own pace, no hurry. You can add some tipples here and there. Nice filler. Yes. So I think we are more or less done with the background. Now let us do what I was talking about. So creating a blackout. So I'm going to use a bold nib. So probably a graphic one or an identity pen would be a good idea. Yes, and if you're not comfortable doing it directly with your pen, then you can also use your pencil to draw. I'm going to be drawing some really cool mochas now with my black pen. So let's get started. You can also make the head a little bigger and then bring it down, and then I'm going to make it absolutely black. Like this. Yes, and then I'm going to be adding few more. Take the next one further up, bring it down, and then ink. Ink it nicely. No empty spaces there. Yes, let's add few more. So I'm going to add one like this. Ink it completely, and then probably we can add one more. Draw whichever way you wish to. So I'm going to add one like this. And I think for a tile of this size, this much would be good enough. We don't want too much of black also. Yes, if you want you can add one or two more, but it would be nice to, I think, probably one like this. Yes. Yeah, that's about it. I'm not going to add more. Yes, now after doing this, I'm going to be adding some bit of shading to the background, and then we will use our gray brush pen, or if you have gray watercolor pencil, you can also use your gray watercolor pencil and then use your water brush to add a shadow. Yes, you can also use your graphite pencil to do that. Whatever is easily available with you is fine. So now I'm going to add some bit of shadows since we have so many overlaps. Let's use that to enhance the look of our tile. But I'm not going to be adding too much of it. Yes. So let's blend this much first. Don't blend too much. Slight shadows to highlight your background. Slowly take your time. Blend. So that's why I was drawing behind a lot, so that I get these beautiful overlaps to shade. So you don't have to think much how to shade, just go to the overlaps, add some graphite there, and you're sorted. Yes, slowly take your time. Do that exercise throughout. Don't blend too much. Make sure the whites are also visible. Don't make the entire thing gray. Yes, I think this much shading is enough. Yes, now let us add a little bit of shadow under the black, the bold black. Yes, so I'm going to use my gray brush pen and add a little bit of shadow underneath. Not much, very light touch. You can, if you want, do it with your graphite pencil. Yes. And now if you want to embellish a little and you think it is too much of black, which is, it's not actually, we have restricted it, but if you still want to kind of embellish it, then please use your jelly roll and add some tiny dots on the mocha heads. To embellish your tile. Now if you want to go back and add some tiny bits of ink here and there, which does not actually mingle with your mocha, you can do that. You have already added tipple at most of the places, but if you do find some spaces where you can add some bit of ink, you can now go back and do that. Add a little bit of glue or rounding here and there. Yes, and I think that's it. We don't need to do anything else. Yes, so that's a different looking tile and I like the idea very much, so I thought probably I'll make a few more tiles using this concept. So I will close my tile here. Just put in your chop. I'm going to put in my chop. Please sign and date your tile always. Yes, and today is 16th. Yes, so I shall see you with some more sessions on blackouts. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.